Now, last week, the White House has been sending out an official newsletter. It's the Trump newsletter, right? Now, it's called the Your 1600 Daily. And I guess it's used to promote things like video clips of the president and news articles, friendly news articles, of course, endorsements and other things that are good for the president. Okay, look, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. We know where they're coming from. Of course, you want to, as the president, promote the positive stories about yourself. Makes sense, right? I mean, for example, there's friendly headlines from Fox News, places like Breitbart, other conservative outlets, maybe a good article from the New York Times once in a while, when they actually write one, and all that stuff. So now, on last Friday, there was one article in particular that kind of stood out. And this was from the Washington Post. Now, this was titled, and I love this, "Trump's budget makes perfect sense and will fix America. And I will tell you why." Now, already, if you're looking at that headline and you're a Trump supporter, you're like, yeah, it will fix America. That sounds fantastic. I love it. Well, hey, again, if you're a Trump supporter, good headline, right? In fact, to get a sense of what the article actually contains, the subtitle reads, quote, "It's the best budget ever." Now, let me read you some of this article, just to give you a sample of what it's about. Now, quote, "Some people are complaining that the budget preferred by the Trump administration, despite its wonderful macho-sounding name, is too vague and makes all sorts of cuts to needed programs in favor of increasing military spending by leaps and bounds. These people are wimps." Already, I'm loving this. Office of Management and Budget Director Mick Mulvaney has called it, quote, "a hard power budget." Now, this is not satire. This is something that Mick Mulvaney actually had said. It's a hard power budget. Hard. Let's go hard. We're going hard. Power budget. Gah! Okay. Anyway, now the article continues, which is, I think, the name of an exercise program where you eat only what you can catch, pump up your guns, and then punch the impoverished in the face. This, conveniently, is also what the budget does. So, like, if you can't tell already, this seems to be satire. But no, let's continue. Right now, all the State Department's many qualified employees do is sit around being sad that they are never consulted about anything. Hashtag sad. This is frankly depressing, and it is best to put them out of their misery. Besides, they're only trained in soft diplomacy, like a woman would do, and nobody wants that. Only hard power, now that we have a man in charge who thought the name Rex Tillerson was not manly enough and rechristened himself Wayne Tracker. That was another actual story. With the money we will save on these sad public servants, we will be able to buy lots of guns and F-35s that go boom and pow and pew pew pew. I love it. Again, if you haven't figured out this was satire, then, well, we've got the conclusion of this article. Quote, "America will be stronger than it ever has been. Anyone who survives will be a gun covered in the fur of a rare mammal, capable of fighting disease with a single muscular flex. Raw power, hard raw power, gur hiss pow. It will be great." This is what the White House shared. They looked at this article, only the headline, obviously, and said, "This sounds great. Share it." It's what happens when you read only the headline and never not the actual article. Look, okay, so I'm making an assumption here that they did not read this, but maybe they did. Maybe they thought, this is hilarious. This is an obvious satire piece. Let's share it, man. This is great. I don't know. Maybe they did. But look, something tells me that this was not intentional. This was, hey, it sounds really good, so let's share it without actually reading it. hilarious. And look, it should be noted that none of the other days in these same news reports that the news section featured anything like this parody. Now, this was, I want to tell you who wrote this, by the way. And this is somebody who writes continuous satire. And it's called, and it's from Alexandra Petri. So she writes for the Washington Post. She writes satire. Her article blew up, went viral on this. And so, because the White House doesn't know how to read past the headline, even past the subtitle. Oops. Sad. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.